So welcome everybody. So today I'm just going to jump right back into doing canvas for today, and it's a little cheap canvas I got at Five Below. I was happy to see they carried the round ones. So anyway, I was looking at it and it looks done quite well. There's lots of staples in the back. They didn't just hit it here and there, which is good. But I'm guessing that since it is at Five Below, that some gesso could be used. They usually put gesso on them anyway. When you get your canvases, they have a layer. But I'm going to add some more. And I'm going to do like that Bob Ross wet on wet technique, except it's not with oils, it's with acrylic, and it's the same gesso. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Welcome. Hey Shannon, good morning, sweetie. Oh, it's good to see you too. So, yeah, I feel really lost today in here. I've been playing in my paints and stuff before I got back on the TikTok social media bandwagon again, and I've been working on this one. I've resined, I had the top resined, and I do like the color. And then I went ahead and alcohol inked the sides and gave it a spritz of Minwax sealing polyurethane. And it's cool. It comes with a ring holder that matches. I thought was really pretty. I love that silver in there. It's a little obnoxious, a little bright, maybe for a younger person, I don't know. We'll see. And then this one, this was just a little mini canvas. I was going to make a scene on it. Instead, I just mixed a bunch of resin up and separated the cups, and then colored some colors in each of the cups, and then just started pouring. And I just love the way that turned out. I'm not sure which way it goes, but I really like it. And you can see that. Oh, thank you. Randall must be here. Welcome, Randall. Thank you for my floral. Isn't that pretty? You can see where the canvas is underneath of it. So it may end up to be like a necklace holder, because the back is a mess, but the back has a really nice thick frame of wood, so I can drill like 3 holes and have it hanging as a necklace holder. And actually, where'd that one ring holder go? Anyway, it actually matches this pretty well, I thought. So, doesn't have any greens though. So, anyway, it's a thought. So welcome, bestie. How are you doing? Oh, texture is amazing. Yes. Yeah, and I'm hoping that we get into some texturing today on this little canvas, and maybe even some palette knife work. So I've got a couple of my palette knives. I've got Bob Ross. You gotta say it like that, Bob Ross. And then just some random one. So I might get into that, but what we're going to do now is, if you have your canvas with you, welcome everybody. If I've missed you, oh, hi Sherry, welcome. If I've missed you, I'm not intending to. I'm just a little scattered, but y'all, I'm going to give a shout out to Randall. Follow him. Wow, I just got like a vehicle and boats and traveling. Yeah, that was me. Thank you. It's beautiful. Love the colors. Thanks, Mudita. I do too. That sagey green and purple. Got to do that again for sure. What I'm doing is I'm shaking up these T-Rex sparkling inks. It's just Stardust Clear, and I may end up using some of that in here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. So anyway, but that's a huge one because it came with the sparkly alcohol inks. A little bottle, but I went through it really fast, you know, sparkle at all. So I love what it does, and you can put it in other alcohol inks that aren't sparkle and sparkle them up. So you can use it like an iridescent thing. Wow, thank you. Oh, look how pretty. That was Under the Sea. Thank you. I'm guessing that is Randall. I can't see where it came from. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm going to shake up my gesso. Anyway, I don't know if I finished that sentence. Follow Randall. You guys, he's doing amazing. He's just off the charts with followers and and likes. We had a competition there for a while, and then I just got sick, and then I went on the road trip, so that's my excuse, and he is like bombing ahead of me, but that's okay. I support you. I love you. Anyway, the last painting he did was of the snow and stuff. Yeah, always got some Christmas music going to it, rushing us into Christmas. But yeah, it's really pretty. I love it. You did good. So, all right, so just throw some gesso down on your canvas if you're just working with me. And I'm gonna grab a brush and just smear it around. Oh, that brush is not gonna work. It's too flimsy. Hold on. Oh, thank you for all the love, you guys. I appreciate that so much. I was nervous today. I was like, what am I going to paint? I got up at 4 this morning just to do some gesso around my box because it was bugging me. So these little foam brushes are great for gesso or paints or whatever you want to use. I'm going to put some more. I don't like to have it super, super thick, but I am going to go around the edges. So I need a little bit more for that. If you're planning on painting around the edges, even if you're going to resin the top, which is what I'm going to end up doing, my hair is falling. That's okay. It's not falling off, totally. It's just falling off the back. I have it clipped. Anyway, yeah, so if you are going to paint around the sides, then go ahead and gesso the side and give your acrylic paint an opportunity to really hang on to those sides, because it's not just, you know, for the store or anything. This hopefully will be a piece that will stay in someone's family or something for a long time. So we want it to last. All right, so there you go. You got your first layer of your gesso. Has everybody got their gesso down? Hey, Mama Dawn, welcome back. I'm glad you're back and ready to learn. Me too. It's always a learning process. Okay. So now I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I think I'm going to do, and it always is subject to change, but I want to be under the water, looking up, but not like directly up. So somewhere around here is the brightest of the whitish blue, and then we're going to fade out on an ombre from there, either like a teal or something, to the darker, and make it kind of a vignette as well. So starting with the whitest. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the basic colors that I want on this canvas. I'm going to leave that white section alone. Remember, we just put a layer of white gesso down. So this color and all the others is going to blend into that because it's still wet. I want this. And really, you know, that's what we want. We want it blending and able to mush in really good. So I don't even know if this is good anymore. That's pretty. And a darker blue for the outside, and that was just a really cheap Dollar Tree purple. That was not purple, sorry. That was just a really cheap. I think it was a Walmart teal. And this is Magic Flight. It's got some iridescent in it. So I want to put that in there somewhere because this is the water and the light coming through the water. That's what we're working on right now. And then I want to go a step darker than that on the blue. So I have a navy. It's just a craft paint. And don't be afraid to mix all your products together, you guys. It comes out to be really neat results when you do the alcohol inks and the acrylics, and it will automatically begin to texture on its own with the combination of chemicals that's going on in there. So that's cool. All right. So I also want white. I don't want to just count on my gesso for the white. So, and this is my favorite white, is from Winsor Newton, whatever. Winsor Newton. So creamy, so perfect. So I'm just ignoring y'all. Thank you. Thanks for talking to everybody, y'all. I appreciate it. New ones and everyone. Okay. So I'll get a randomly medium little square brush. And I'll put it in my white first, and up towards the top where I want the lightest is what I'm doing. I'm just adding my white right into that gesso, and I'm going to mix it in a little bit. I don't want to just lay it on top. And then I'm going to go to some teal and just draw a little circle around that. And then just draw my blue around that. And then my dark blue at the edge, which will probably fade off to black. So I'm not too worried about that. But I do want to get the around the edge part going. So maybe I will go ahead and put some black on it. We'll see. You could tell if you just tuned in that I am not a real organized step-by-step painter artist. I'm more intuitive. I just go with how things are feeling. So it's just my style. It may frustrate some people. I'm just going to add some more of that color and work it right into that second color of blue. And remember, we've got the gesso down, so it's blending in really nice. But don't be afraid to add a little water if you want. I'm taking that right on out to the darker. We're just basically blocking in the colors for the background. Don't have to be real cautious about this. You can go over the colors if you don't like something. So just enjoy it. Just feel the brush going through the paint. That's the best. That's the best part. Get some of that off of there. Just keep working it back and forth until you decide where your lines of color blends are going to be, where you want them at. It's going to be looking like a marble here pretty soon. And that's okay. I love marbles. That might be kind of fun, actually. James, the gesso, it basically gives the paint teeth. It gives the paint a better surface to hang on to. That's what it does. It's also really good if you work with wood, which I do a lot. This box, it's unfinished right now, but the thing I did this morning at 4 is I just put the gesso right along this edge, and it seals it and closes up those pores. And then I'll go back and use this liquid frisket. It's a masking fluid, and just run that down the edges and then set paper on top of it, and it seals it. Then you can work all the way around with your alcohol inks or whatever, and it's not going to be a problem. You just remove your paper and then pull up this, it's like a real sticky glue, pull that back up, and it's a perfect finish. So those things, the gesso and the liquid frisket, that masking fluid, both from Amazon, and they are such a time saver, and your product looks so much nicer when it's finished well. So that's what that is. That was a long way around it. You're welcome. Absolutely. Okay, back into the white, I suppose, and just bring it down. I'm just going to bring it down right over that whole thing. Kind of like the idea of going in the round shape instead of having something square in the center. I don't know if I'm saying that right, if you get it, but I want the flow of the paint to kind of come around and get that round feeling. Love it. So here's a tip in case you don't know. I've got a mess, but okay, say that you are cleaning your brush. I know I've said this before, but you get all of your blue out of your brush with your water until you don't see any more. Okay, no more. And then take your hand sanitizer, doesn't matter what kind, and put your brush through it, because I can promise you, well, there it is. I can promise you there's still blue in there. It's amazing. Then rinse it out again and clean it. That's the sure way of working between colors when you're working with a white and you don't want to get your white messed up. Pretty sure way. The white a little higher. I don't want to feel like we're closed in, but I do kind of want to feel like I want to go to the light, you know what I'm saying? So I want it kind of up. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys helping one another out. I don't see the comments very often. So yeah. Add some whites down here. A little bit more up here. It's all gonna be white pretty soon if I don't stop. In my head, I have some sea growth coming up and kind of over a little bit up in this darker part. So we'll see what happens for real, but for right now, that's what's happening in my head. I really think some spatula work on this would be nice, so I might give that a go. The nice thing is, you know, wet on wet, you're still working with it while it's still wet. It's harder with acrylic than it is with oils, because you know, oils, they stay wet for a very long time. They're very gracious in that way. Ooh, I really like that wave. Oh, now we're back on the outside of the ocean. Hold on a minute. It may just end up to be, you know, colors and movement. It's probably very much that music's fault that I've got playing. I'll blend this in. I really like this whole feeling. It's just loose. So far, that's what we've got. Not a lot. Not a lot to look at right now. But at this point, oh my gosh, the possibilities are endless. You can go in any direction. That's the hard part with art, is for me trying to figure out where it is, you know. Do I want to put a lighthouse on land and then just have this kind of a free flowing wave, or do I want to go back and stick with my original thought, which was put it under the water? If so, that's got to go, but I really like the flow of that, so I'm gonna leave that for right now and just look at it and look at your wings. It's the music. Oh, thanks, Randall. Excellent info. That's the thing, you guys, that if you go to Randall, he's a talker. And you will learn oil painting from him and other things you can use in other mediums. So, oh my gosh, you guys, I can't get this off. Hold on, it matters. Go to the big guns. Okay. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna go with that, and I don't know if I'm gonna put a lighthouse in there or not. I think I just want a wave to come up, and we'll see what happens. So using that fan brush again, and I have to remember this is gonna be resined, so that's gonna add a lot of dimension to it. Let me show you the difference of, if you've not been into resin, you might want to get into it, because this, okay, I admit it's not sprayed with a shiny seal at all. So it's a matte finish, it's satin actually, and it's a cold wax. And that's the finish. Oh, thank you, Randall. Thank you for my flowers. That's the finish on that for a cold wax. And it's peaceful and all that, so it kind of goes with it. And then this is resin, and it just pops. The whole thing is crazy, I know, but I don't know, without the resin it was okay, but with the resin it really made a difference. So I think you just have to decide the feeling of your art and what you want to bring from it, you know? So on this one, I definitely want the resin. I want it to pop, but I want it really simplistic. I'm not going to do a lighthouse. I'm just going to see if I can get a wave up a little bit. So I've got a damp brush, and I'm just dipping it into the light green and white, and I just want to follow this up around that I see in my head for a second, and it may not work, and that would be devastating, but normal. Normal for me. Just add a little bit more water. some texture going. I guess it's not really, I'm trying to figure out what it is in my head, and it's not really a wave, it's just, I guess it is a wave. It's just a movement, and I'm searching for. That I don't like. There we are at the crossroads. Once again, I'm just going to bring this back in a little bit more. Notice I have to lean into it. Pretty sure it doesn't matter on the canvas, but it feels like. So I really do like the contrast of the really bright against the darker blue. Just trying to figure out how to blend that in right now in my head without losing everything. All right, so far it's not impressive. But wait, there's more. Get the idea. So the cool thing about resin is that you can do this painting and resin a thin layer of resin over it, and then start painting again with your acrylics. So now you're going to have dimensions, right? And layers that you are painting on. So I could continue to do this, which I'm thinking I'm going to, like have that be, I need more blues and stuff. I need the deeper part of the wave if it's going to be the bottom layer. And then once I resin over it, I can start adding more of the spray and the top part. And then I can actually resin again and add more like birds or whatever. Actually, a bird might be nice in here. I don't know. Okay, we'll keep going. I'm not done yet with the white. I think I might, oh man, I kind of wanted to do sparkle, but it's like, that changes everything. So I don't know. Let me just add some white and teal combo and make kind of just splashing. How about that? Yeah, that's cool. So I can see that this could be like crashing up against something. Now I always have to have a story. We were talking about that the other day. It's like, I don't know. Now it just went the other way. Oh crap. Okay, back to the dark blue. All right, so now that I'm looking at this from this angle, I kind of like the idea of maybe smashing into rocks. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stop playing it safe and have some fun. So let me put a rock in with a spatula maybe. Let's see. So much for under the sea. We can go back to it. It's so much for free flowing and just keeping it away. We'll see. So I'm just going to take some black and also some of that teal. Wow. I need my gloves on. Hold on, let me get my gloves on. Sorry guys. Scattered. Go for broke. Thank you. She keeps secrets. What secrets am I keeping? That's not true. I still don't want to lose that oceany flow. So I don't know. Let me just smear some black over this and see what happens. See how I think about it. I know, scary, isn't it? So sad. So just taking the palette knife, if you've never worked with a palette knife, so fun. Get yourself one or two. There's lots of different shapes and stuff. They can be intimidating. That's why I stayed out of the palette knife section for a long time. But I really like this one from Bob Ross because it's got a short little edge right there, and then this edge as well. But this isn't good for everything because it doesn't have that little step down, so you can't, like, you know, like that. This has a step down that I'm talking about there, but it's real shallow. It's not a real deep one. So depending on what you're doing, though, if you're going to go down your canvas and do this, this is a nice one with a step down, because otherwise your fingers get in there and you can't get the right angles. So this is totally backwards, and I'm gonna start over on this painting, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, I would just lay a bunch of paint in 2 different colors and then just drag it down. And see the look you get? Isn't that cool? I just love that look. And a lot of my undersea paintings, I will use a palette knife for the rocks and tunnels and cliffs and stuff that you find under the sea, or even on top, because it just has such a cool look. And then if you didn't want a nice long one like that, then you can take your palette knife, and wherever you decide, okay, I want it to stop, you can just start again in same colors or different colors or whatever. And I'm not pressing really hard. It doesn't take any pressure or anything to do that. So, but it's fun, and it gives you a strange color combination and pattern that you don't get with your brushes. So, give it a go if you haven't tried it yet. Just want to blend this out a little bit more, less streaks up in the sky. Just my own personal preference right now. There's no right or wrong, you guys. Just the best thing is just to start playing in it and just start thinking everything you do is practice. It doesn't matter if it is or not. Just if you think that, it's a lot easier to mess with something and not just play it safe. I'm talking to myself when I'm talking to you guys too. I do like this misty look that I'm getting over here, just by adding a little bit of water and blending it in. So I guess I'll do the same on this side, just for a little bit. I think maybe I'll put in a bird So I'm going to use my Bob Ross palette knife, and I'm going to stick just the short end into some black. And I'm going to do the section of the wing that comes from the body first with that, just by laying that edge down, just like that. That is the first section of the wing, that little tiny mark. The nice thing about using the palette knife for your wing is you know it's straight, unless you get a bunch on the edge and it kind of gets goopy, which I have done and probably will do again. But anyway, so now I'm going to do the other side as well. Pretty. And now I'm going to do the same thing for the outside wing. But I don't really want it to come all the way. There we go. Well, maybe not. Okay. Very simplistic, but I like it. So far you have like a elongated, stretched out M. Very easy, and it's just that one little tool. And now I want a little tiny brush for the body. It's not tiny enough. And I'm going to make his little body white. Just a white little underneath side. And then I'm going to touch it with the black as well. Especially underneath the wing. And if I hadn't have made the wings so big, I would not have worried even to draw the body much. Just a little black speck is usually all you really need. Issues with the body. Now I'm just tapping some white going up the wing. And the other side too. I'm not sure which way it's facing. Taking some of that back off. The nice thing about working with the wet on wet technique is the gesso. Having it under there seems to be, you know, a little bit more forgiving, cleaning up mistakes. I say that and then I smear it all over the place, but seriously, it really is. Usually. And then just go back with whatever white color if you've messed it up, which, you know, happens. Okay, so basically, there is a loose bird seagull, loosely painted seagull. I'm liking it. It's funny because I did the rocks because of the wave and then I took the wave out. That'll teach it. I have no idea what time it is, 12:40. Well, I think that's a good place for me to stop, maybe. I don't know what else to do. I'm gonna go ahead and stop and let it dry. And then Thursday, we'll find out if we're going to resin it and keep painting on it. Because now, if I do that, I can do the wave up on top of everything, and that might be cool. So we'll see, but thank you for hanging out with me today for my first day back and blessing me with all the gifts and the hearts and the love and the conversation. You guys mean the world to me, and I appreciate it, each and every one of you. So y'all have a beautiful day, and love and light to everybody.